Well, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be starting off a new project. So here is my BMW 5 Series estate. So I've actually been sent this from a family member asking to sell it on for them. As far as I know, there's nothing really wrong with it other than the rear suspension. I think one of the airbags has got a hole in it or something. Other than that, it's literally just a case of a service on it and cleaning up some of the paintwork, because again there's a few minor scratches, but I think this one will be a nice quick and easy fix, to be honest. So I think we're going to start off first with the service, basically work our way out them. So I'm going to start off by getting it up in the air, and I'm going to do a quick inspection underneath, nothing major, and then can begin the service and that then. So car's up in the air and now ready to do a service. So I'm going to be dropping the oil now, and can look at putting in a new oil filter and that, and then I honestly think that there's nothing actually wrong with the car, so we can get it back on the floor then and literally just tidy up the outside of it and get it looking as best we can to sell it on then. But once the service is done, I think the job's a good one. So I've took the under tray off now, so I'm just going to get ready now to drop all the oil. So once I've dropped the oil, we can look at doing the oil filter and everything, and then once all that's done, we can top some fresh oil back up in it. So the oil's all drained now, but I've run into a problem. So it looks like on the oil filter, I think the hex head has snapped off. So I think someone's over tightened it too much, so it's just snapped off. So I think I'm probably gonna have to break that one off and buy a new one and replace that. So I'm probably gonna end up having to stick a screwdriver in it or something, and then try and twist it and crack it loose, because it's far too tight and I can't grip it. So be a look at replacing that. So I've now managed to get a new oil filter housing, so I can get the new filter and that in there, and then put it all back together, change the filters and top it up with some fresh oil. Job's done then. So as you can see, got both pollen filters out now. Bit filthy. I was going to do the air filter, but that's been done recently, so I'm going to leave that. So it's literally just a case of putting fresh oil in it now, so I can get on with that. So I've just put the under tray back on. Before I top the oil up, I'm going to get it back on the floor, just so I know it's on a level ground and we can check what level it's at. I've had a quick look at the rear bags, and they seem to be alright. They was working, so I'm just going to see how they are for now. If we have to, I have got replacements with the car, but hopefully we won't have to touch them, and we can sell it on with the spares in with the car. So I've got it on the floor now, so I can now get ready to put the new oil in. But now it's on the floor, the rear suspension's gone back down again. I think the battery is flat and needs charging again, so we might have to come back to that. But if we can put new oil in it and start it up for a bit, and I'll have to plug the OBD reader in and let it know that it's had a service. Hopefully that the airbags will wake up then. So I don't think I'm going to replace them. I think I'm just going to end up selling the car with it being a little bit faulty, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so I think it needs a specialist really looking at it. But there is new airbags in the boot, so whoever takes it can look at getting that replaced. But for now, I think get some new oil in it and plug the OBD reader in, and it's literally just a case of cleaning it up and giving it a good polish and that. So fresh oil's all in now, so I can look at getting it started and plugging the OBD reader in and just letting the car know that it's had a service. And once we've done that, engine side of things done, it's literally just a case of cleaning up the outside and the inside and just getting the outside polished up and getting rid of all the little scratches and that there is here and there. And then once all that's done, I can look at selling it on them. So I plugged the reader in and we got a few faults back, but there was all like past faults, so none of them are actually current. I've deleted them, but the battery is still flat. I've got a jumper pack on it at the minute, so I'm just going to wait for that to charge up the battery a bit and hopefully we can get it started. But there's no faults or anything like that as far as I'm aware, so hopefully this battery charges up nice and we can get it running. So all running now. I had to get it jump started, but it's running alright now. Sounds pretty decent. But because it's been sat for a while, I'm going to put that cat cleaner that we put in the 1 series. That should hopefully clean out the DPF and everything like it did on the 1 series. I think it did a pretty good job on that. So I'm going to get some of that ordered and we can put that in the diesel, and I'd say jobs are good on now. But runs nice and sweet now. So now it's all up and running. I've just plugged it in and reset the service history, so the car knows it's had a service. It wanted a bit more oil, so I've just topped a little bit more in, but now it seems to be running sweet, so we can focus more on the cosmetic side of things now. So service is all done now, so I'm going to move on to cleaning the inside, and then once I've done the inside we can move on to the outside and see how bad the paintwork is, and then decide if we need to polish it or not, and then we can look at getting it off for its MOT and selling it then. So inside's all done now. So I'm now going to move on to the outside. So once I've cleaned the outside, I can see how bad the paintwork is and decide if the car needs a full polish. I know there is a few scuffs here and there, but decide if it needs a full polish or not. So the outside's all done now. Definitely looks a lot better. I've just put some wax on it as well, so I think I'm going to leave it at that and get it booked in for an MOT, because it doesn't seem too bad. There's a few like dings and that, but I'm not going to be able to get them out, so I think the job's done. So battery's all in and charged up now, so it runs and drives nice. I took it for its MOT and she passed first time, so in theory it should be ready to sell it on. However, it seems to run good, but I'm getting a oil pressure warning light on the dash, and I plugged my reader in and nothing's really coming up to do with oil pressure, but as soon as you rev it over 2000, that fault then disappears. So I need to look further into that. I think it could be the sensor or something else to do with the oil pressure, but I'm going to look further into that, and then hopefully it's a quick fix and then we can get it sold then. So I'm now going to start off with the oil pressure sensor. So I've got a new one, so hopefully that clears the fault off the dash, and then we can look at selling the car then, because this is literally the only thing that's stopping it from being sold. So crack on with that now. So old one's out, so in with the new now. So I've just finished putting the new one all back in now, so I think I'm going to run the car and see if the fault comes back, and then I think I might plug the OBD reader in and see if any faults come back to do with the oil pressure sensor. But fingers crossed that new sensor's sorted it out now. So I've put everything back together now and run it up to temperature, and that oil pressure warning light seems to have stayed away, so fingers crossed that's everything sorted now. So I'm now going to start advertising it and getting it ready to sell. So that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed, make sure you subscribed. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.